Hello and welcome to the Boot Camp for Your Mind podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Werdeman, certified life, weight, and career coach and founder of Mind Balance and Wellness Living. What's happening, friends? It's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, also known as Hump Day. How's your week going? Usually by Wednesday, I feel like some folks are wondering when Friday's going to be here because the week seems to just be either crazy and they can't wait for the weekend, or sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, it's already Wednesday. And so wherever you fall into that, I do hope you're having a fabulous week. But it kind of got me thinking this morning about how whether it is, life seems to be going by super quickly or super busy and just a little bit chaotic, or you're kind of in a funk and you're in a rut, maybe because it's wintertime. A lot of people find themselves that way. But either way, I thought it was a good time to kind of just to hop on here and remind you of the ABCs. And I'm not talking about the ABCs we learned when we were little. It's funny, I was thinking of this earlier in the song, ABC, it's easy as 1, 2, 3 came into my head. Don't worry, I won't sing that here. But anywho, so the ABCs I'm talking about are aware, breathe, and choose. And what do I mean by aware, breathe, and choose? This is a technique that I learned a long time ago. Whenever you're in need of grounding or shifting from an anxious or angry or uncomfortable state of being, you can use this ABC technique to start to promote relaxation, provide yourself with a calming sense of well-being, calm your nervous system down, and really just take a few breaths to just center yourself and open up your heart center and just come back to the present moment. So how do you do these ABCs? So the first step is becoming aware. Just take a moment and notice everything you're feeling physically, emotionally, and mentally without any judgment. It doesn't matter if you're angry, don't judge yourself for being angry. If you feel sad, don't judge yourself for being sad. And you could be happy. You could be feeling great. And you choose to practice these ABCs. This doesn't always have to happen when you're in a state of stress, because the more frequently you actually practice this and check in with yourself, the easier it will become when you really need it, when you really need to flip that switch. So again, just become aware. Notice what you're feeling physically, emotionally, mentally, and then just rate it on a scale from 1 to 10. 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. And just this small practice alone starts to align your nervous system, kind of flips that switch from wherever it was when you start, like right before you started this. And then the next step is taking a breath. Try to notice in your body, because when you do become aware in the first step, you'll notice if you're holding any tension. Maybe it's in your shoulders, maybe it's in your chest, maybe it's in your back, maybe you're not having any tension at all. But if you do feel any tension, simply notice it and see if you can just take a breath to just relax it. Maybe release if you're like me. Sometimes I notice that my jaw is clenched and I wouldn't necessarily notice it if I didn't stop to notice it, if that makes sense. But I do when I kind of take time out throughout the day. And I encourage you to, if this is something you want to start to practice a little bit more frequently, set little reminders on your phone. Maybe, once in the morning, once midday, and once in the evening to tune into yourself, to check in, to see how you're actually doing. And anyway, so when I started doing it, I'm like, oh, wow, I actually hold a lot of tension in my jaw, and I didn't notice that. So wherever you may feel tension, just see if you can kind of just relax those muscles just a little bit. And then take 3 deep belly breaths. And what I mean by a belly breath is you want to imagine that you have a balloon in your belly and it's deflated. If you can put one hand, if you're not driving, if you can put one hand on your heart and one hand on your stomach, when you take these breaths, imagine that you are blowing up this balloon. So you want to feel your belly rise. So your belly expands on the inhale, and then on the exhale, release all breath and then some until you feel that the balloon is totally deflated. Just by doing this 3 simple times, you will turn off your fight or flight mode. And that, sometimes fight, flight, or freeze. But you are switching that, if it is on, to release the cortisol, to tell your body you're okay, and your parasympathetic nervous system kicks in, giving you a sense of just a little bit of calm, relaxation, and peace. And then the C is choose. Choose your emotion. What emotion do you want to feel at that current time? Do you want to feel peace? Do you want to feel calm? Do you want to feel just a sense of overall well-being? Use this opportunity to say out loud to your mind and body, what emotion do you want to generate? Your cells are listening. And I know I've talked about this before, but the importance of our words are huge. Like, it's so powerful. Your body, your mind, anything you say to yourself or out loud, your brain and body are listening. Your cells literally hear everything you're saying. And our bodies and brains look to create whatever it is that we are telling ourselves. So maybe you want to, after you take a few deep breaths, just keep your hand on your heart and just say, I am ready to feel peace and calm. Or I welcome my body to feel at ease. And just saying simple things like that, it seems, again, so simple, which it is, but it is also so very, very effective. I can't describe it, just how powerful what it is that we say to ourselves and what kind of influence we have over our emotional well-being, our mental well-being, all of that stuff. So again, I just wanted to jump on here really quickly, kind of give you this reminder of these ABCs. And again, the more you can practice it, the easier it becomes when you're in a situation that you really need to kind of get out of, like a very anxious feeling. Maybe you're taking an airplane somewhere, you're going somewhere and you don't necessarily love to travel, and that just makes you super anxious. Practicing these and on a daily basis, if you can, will help you in the moment when you maybe need to release some anxiety. So just a little tool for your toolbox in terms of flipping the switch, making your body and your mind feel at ease, more relaxed. And I'm going to have a few more tools and tricks, because the more I hear from you guys, I love when people reach out and they're like, could you do me a favor? Could you talk about this? Or could you talk about that? I love getting those emails or those messages. So please, please keep them coming, because I love talking. I've always loved talking. So if I want to hear what you guys want to hear about, anything that you might be kind of struggling with, or somebody that you know that is struggling, let me know. Let me know what you guys want to hear, and please feel free to share to as many people as you want this podcast. It's going to start going on YouTube soon, which I'm super excited about. I know I've mentioned that before, but we are getting there. So, wherever you're listening to this, and whenever you're listening to this, I hope you have a fabulous, fabulous rest of the day. And I will talk to you soon, my friends. Bye.